Her arm went numb. The room started spinning. 60 seconds later, her life could have been over, unless she remembered one simple move that doctors say can save your brain before help arrives. Welcome to Wellness Unfolds, where we explore the hidden mechanisms of the human body and secrets to a longer, healthier life. Every 40 seconds, someone experiences a stroke, a sudden interruption of blood flow that can change a life in an instant. Meet Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother who faced a terrifying moment that could have left her permanently disabled, yet she survived unscathed. One ordinary morning, her ceramic cup slipped from her fingers and shattered, and she realized with horror that her left arm would not obey her conscious commands. The room began to spin violently around her, and a strange, heavy numbness spread rapidly from her fingertips up to her shoulder, signaling a critical emergency. Most people would panic in this situation, increasing their heart rate and blood pressure. But Margaret remembered a life-saving technique she had learned just weeks before. Panic causes blood vessels to constrict, worsening the blockage in the brain, whereas calmness can be the decisive factor between a full recovery and permanent damage. She immediately stopped trying to stand or walk, slowly lowering herself to the floor to prevent a fall and to prepare for the gravity-assisted flow technique. Margaret was experiencing a TIA, often called a mini-stroke, which serves as a loud warning bell that a major stroke could be just moments away. These warning signs often last only about 60 seconds, but ignoring them is a fatal mistake that can lead to irreversible brain damage or even death. Symptoms include sudden numbness on one side of the body, slurred speech, facial drooping, or severe dizziness that strikes without any prior warning or obvious cause. Doctors use the acronym BE-FAST to help us remember: balance loss, eyes blurring, face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call emergency services. Back on the floor, Margaret knew she had a golden window of opportunity to assist her blood circulation before the ambulance could even arrive at her house. She positioned the cushion under her ankles, elevating her legs about 12 inches off the ground, a technique known as gravity-assisted blood flow redirection. By lifting the legs, gravity helps drain pooled blood from the lower extremities back to the heart, which then pumps it more effectively to the brain. Position is only half the battle. The second critical component is breath control. Margaret began the 4-2-6 breathing technique to stabilize her racing heart. She inhaled deeply through her nose for 4 seconds, held the breath for 2 seconds, and exhaled slowly through her mouth for 6 long seconds. This specific rhythm activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering cortisol levels and ensuring that the blood reaching the brain is rich in essential oxygen. While Margaret practiced this technique, her family had already called for help, and emergency responders were rushing to her location to provide advanced medical care. Later at the hospital, the neurologist was amazed. The blockage had cleared significantly, and the damage to her brain tissue was minimal, almost non-existent. Her quick thinking to use gravity and breath control had maintained critical blood flow during those vital minutes, preventing the TIA from becoming a massive stroke. The doctor explained that keeping the head level with the heart while elevating the legs is the safest posture for anyone waiting for stroke assistance. Many people mistakenly prop the patient's head up with pillows, which actually fights against gravity and makes it harder for blood to reach the struggling brain. Gravity is a powerful force that governs our circulation. By manipulating our body position, we can harness this force to serve our survival needs during a crisis. Our legs act as a reservoir for blood. When we stand, gravity pulls blood down. When we elevate them, we release that reservoir back into the system. Margaret returned home within days, fully recovered. Her story is a testament to the power of knowledge and the importance of staying calm under extreme pressure. But recovery is not just about the acute moment. It is also about neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to rewire itself and heal after trauma. Even if some damage occurs, the brain can build new bridges around the damaged areas, provided we stimulate it with correct movement and proper oxygenation. Let us review the YAK gravity-assisted technique step by step so you can imprint this life-saving protocol into your memory for yourself or your loved ones. First, ensure safety. Do not attempt to walk to a bed if you feel dizzy. Lower yourself to the floor immediately to avoid a dangerous fall. Second, elevate the legs approximately 12 inches or 30 centimeters. Use pillows, a chair, or even a family member's lap to support your legs comfortably. Third, keep the head flat and level. Do not use a pillow under the head, as this creates an uphill battle for blood trying to reach the brain. Fourth, loosen any tight clothing, especially around the neck and waist, to ensure that blood flow is not restricted by external pressure anywhere on the body. Fifth, call emergency services immediately. Keep the phone on speaker mode next to you so you do not have to move or strain to communicate. Think of your blood vessels as a river system. When a dam appears, we must use gravity to help the water flow over or around the obstacle. Prevention is always better than cure. Beyond emergency measures, we must cultivate daily habits that strengthen our vascular system and keep our blood flow robust. Let us introduce the morning activation routine. These simple movements, performed for just 3 minutes daily, can significantly reduce your risk of stroke and cardiovascular issues. Start with deep diaphragmatic breathing. This floods your body with oxygen immediately after sleep, waking up your brain and preparing your blood vessels for the day. Next, perform 30 heel drops. Lifting your heels and dropping them gently stimulates the calf muscles, often called the second heart, pumping blood upward. The calf muscles act as a powerful pump. Activating them in the morning prevents blood pooling and ensures a fresh supply of circulation to the upper body. Finally, gentle neck rotations. This releases tension in the cervical spine and ensures that the carotid arteries are not compressed by tight neck muscles. Be careful never to snap or jerk your neck. The movements must be fluid and slow to gently stretch the arteries without causing any trauma. Hydration is the final key to the morning routine. Drinking a glass of warm water immediately upon waking thins the blood and aids in circulation. During sleep, we lose water and our blood becomes thicker. Hydrating first thing in the morning reduces the workload on your heart and lowers stroke risk. To recap the morning activation: deep breathing, 30 heel drops, gentle neck rotations, and a glass of warm water. Simple steps with profound long-term benefits. Margaret now shares this knowledge with her community. She understands that awareness is the most powerful tool we have in the fight against stroke and disability. Stroke does not only affect the elderly. Stress, poor diet, and sedentary lifestyles are making these issues common in younger adults, making this knowledge universal. Understanding the mechanism of a stroke helps us respect our bodies. It is often a plumbing problem where a clot blocks the pipes supplying the brain. The 4-2-6 breathing technique is not just for emergencies. Use it whenever you feel stressed to lower your blood pressure and protect your blood vessels. Chronic stress keeps blood pressure high, damaging arterial walls over time. Controlled breathing is a natural reset button for your entire cardiovascular system. Lifestyle choices accumulate. Walking daily, breathing fresh air, and maintaining mobility are investments in a future where you can enjoy time with your grandchildren. Walking is the simplest and most effective exercise. It engages the calf muscles, improves circulation, and requires no special equipment, only your commitment to health. Nutrition plays a supporting role. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants help keep the blood vessels flexible and reduce the buildup of dangerous plaque. Flexible arteries can accommodate changes in blood pressure without rupturing. A diet of whole foods acts as a shield against the wear and tear of aging. Margaret keeps a health journal, tracking her blood pressure and her morning routine consistency. This self-accountability is a key factor in her continued well-being. Monitoring your own numbers gives you power. You become the expert on your own body, able to detect subtle changes before they become emergencies. Work with your doctor. But remember that your daily habits are what determine your health for the 99% of the time you are not in a clinic. In stroke treatment, time is brain. The faster you act, the more brain tissue you save. Never wait to see if the symptoms will just go away. For every minute a stroke is left untreated, millions of brain cells die. This is why immediate action, like the yak technique and calling 911, is vital. Let's imprint this once more. Balance, eyes, face, arm, speech, time. Memorize these signs as if your life or the life of a loved one depends on it. Teach your children these signs too. There have been many cases where a child recognized a stroke in a grandparent and saved their life by calling for help. Stress management is stroke prevention. Find time each day to disconnect from technology. Breathe deeply and let your nervous system return to a state of calm. Meditation, even for just 5 minutes, lowers the baseline of your stress hormones. It trains your mind to remain calm, a skill that is crucial during a crisis. Quality sleep is when the brain cleanses itself. During deep sleep, the glymphatic system flushes out toxins that can contribute to plaque buildup and neurological decline. Ensure you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It is not a luxury. It is biological maintenance required to keep your stroke risk at a minimum. If you smoke, stopping is the single most effective step you can take. Smoking hardens arteries and thickens blood, a perfect recipe for a catastrophic stroke. It is never too late to quit. The body begins to repair itself within hours of your last cigarette, and your stroke risk drops significantly over time. High blood pressure is the silent killer. It has no symptoms until it strikes. Check your pressure regularly, not just when you visit the doctor's office. Reduce sodium intake to keep pressure down. Flavor your food with herbs, spices, and citrus instead of salt to protect the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Social isolation is a risk factor. Maintaining strong connections with friends and family reduces stress and provides a support network that can save you in emergencies. Engage your brain daily. Puzzles, reading, learning new skills, and social interaction build a cognitive reserve that helps the brain withstand and recover from injury. Think of cognitive reserve as a savings account for your brain function. The more you deposit through learning and activity, the more you have to draw upon. You do not need to run marathons. Consistent, moderate movement like chair yoga or gardening keeps the blood flowing without placing undue stress on the body. Water, oxygen, and movement are the 3 pillars of vascular health. Integrate them into your daily life to build a fortress against stroke and disease. Remember the Yaksh protocol. Lie flat immediately, elevate legs to use gravity, keep the head level, breathe deeply, and call for professional medical help instantly. Take a moment right now to ensure your phone is set up for emergencies. Can you dial 911 or your local emergency number without unlocking your screen? Margaret's quick thinking saved her quality of life. She is still here to hug her grandchildren because she knew what to do and did not hesitate. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes real power when you apply it. Share this technique. You might just be the reason someone survives a stroke. We often fear what we do not understand. By understanding the mechanics of our blood flow, we replace fear with confidence and proactive care for our bodies. Your health journey is a continuous story. Every healthy meal, every deep breath, and every step you take writes a positive new chapter in that book. Join the movement of people taking charge of their longevity. It starts with the small decisions we make every single morning when we wake up. Just like a plant needs water and sunlight to thrive, your brain needs oxygen and circulation. Nurture it, and it will serve you well for decades. Time is precious. Do not let preventable health issues steal it from you. Equip yourself with knowledge, practice prevention, and live your life to the fullest. Medicine has advanced incredibly, but the first responder is always you. You are the guardian of your own vessel until professional help can arrive. Gravity, breath, be fast, and hydration. Keep these 4 pillars in your mind. They are simple tools, but they are powerful enough to save a life. If you found this video life-saving, please like and share it with your friends and family. Your share could be the key to saving someone else. We would love to hear from you. Do you have a morning routine that makes you feel energized? Share your tips in the comments section below. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will dive deeper into advanced breathing techniques specifically designed to lower high blood pressure naturally. Thank you for investing your time in your health today. Remember, wellness is not a destination, but a journey that unfolds with every breath you take. This has been Wellness Unfolds. We wish you health, happiness, and safety until we meet again. Take care of yourself and those you love. Goodbye.